Morning, folks. It's a Saturday morning. I was going to say Friday, but I'm a day behind. Time's getting ready to change, spring forward, fall back, all that sort of thing. Anyhow, shaving cream of the day. This one here is Derby, and it is lemon. I like the scent of it. It smells great to me. I know some people don't particularly care for it. Think that it smells more like like lemon pledge, for instance. But for me, it smells fine. And we'll be following up with some lemon chill from Stirling. Already put a pre-shave routine in place. In other words, I already put a hot towel to the face and already used some of the Proraso pre-shave cream. And I can see the bottom of the container now. So we are, getting down to the very nitty gritty of the pre-shave cream. So probably looking for a different one here pretty soon to be using. Um, Also got it all whipped up here in the fine accoutrements lathering bowl. That's what it looks like there on the inside. Use the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement Solar Flare synthetic knot. To me, it smells great. The smell of lemon, I don't. It doesn't bother me. Some people don't like it. I think it smells great. A citrus smell in the morning sometimes, especially with my nose. Yeah, it needs all the help it can get. So yeah, that smells fantastic. Also, Supply SE. This is the seventh shave on this particular blade. So in other words, I've been putting this blade through its paces, and the one thing I do like about this particular injector, it is relatively easy to take apart, take the blade out, put it in another razor, use it, so I can move it from shaver to shaver and still use that blade. And this one here this will be its seventh shave. And in other words, I'm not going to push it, I guess you might say, to the extreme on see just how far I can make it go. Excuse me, but I'll be able to tell by the end of probably the next couple of shaves. In other words, whether I could, let's say I can get 10 shaves out of that blade. And the Black Label blades come in, that dispenser, and there's 8 to a dispenser. So if you can get 10 shaves out of the blade and you got 8 blades, that's 80 days worth. And so in other words, you can kind of see how I'm doing the math. You can start calculating how long these blades, you could foreseeable see them last. And for you, it just, depends on your beard growth. It could go a lot further. With this particular shaver, the way it's designed and set up, even at the end of the 6th shave, throughout the shave felt like the first shave. Didn't really notice anything different than from the first shave. The only thing I noticed was on the alum block. To me, that is probably the best indicator on something like this, where your shaves appear to be going, doing just fine, but then the alum block, in other words, had a little bit of stinging here, a little bit of stinging there. You kind of tell that sort of thing is taking place, and when that does happen, to me, that's an indication on how the blade is performing. In other words, you might be getting close to the end of its life expectancy, if you will, its usefulness. And without going to the extremes of, in other words, noticing it during the shave. Because if you're noticing it during the shave, in my opinion, you've went way too far. You want your shaves to be smooth and comfortable. And with this injector, it is smooth and comfortable, easy to use. Don't have to give a whole lot of thought. In other words, those shaves that referred to as being like on automatic pilot. And as it goes for the shaving cream, I the shaving cream comes in, I guess it's original in the way of scent or flavor, however you want to phrase it, lavender and lemon. And for me, as it goes, the performance of it, no, it doesn't perform quite like Taylor of Old Bond Street, but it's not in that price range either. Uh, it depends on when you get it, where you shop, and whatnot. And I have a tendency to wait for it to get to be right around the $1.99 tube price range, and then I pick up a few. And this one here, in other words, yeah, I picked it up a while back on $1.99, and it's not always in stock. Sometimes it's not. You know how things have been here, recent history, the past 2 years. You can't always find them in stock, so you might have fun finding one. That's the other thing. So in other words, not only do you, when you do find them for $1.99, you want to pick up a few, and sometimes it's you definitely want to be prepared when they are in stock because, like I say, they're not always easy to find in stock. That lemon just it works well with my nose. I've been working towards this shave, in other words, all week. I've used different shaving creams this week, expecting, in other words, different qualities to see how the blade performs with different quality shaving creams. In other words, how much of a play does the shaving cream have? And depending on your routine and so on and so forth, there are factors you have to take in consideration. When using a test, I guess you might say, like this, one shaving cream might provide a little bit more, I guess you might say, comfort, if you will, a little bit of cushion where the other one may not. And I don't notice tremendous, I mean, I do notice some at the end of the shave, the post shave feel. I do notice that part, but throughout the shave, maybe a little. I think it has a lot to do with my pre-shave routine, the preparation for my shave. What makes a difference when it comes to a shave cream that's $1.99. I mean, face it, can't expect it to perform like a $20 or $15 shaving cream. I don't think it's a fair comparison, but if it does punch above its price point, it's definitely worth mentioning. And this, I feel like, is not a bad daily driver, especially at $1.99. That's pretty inexpensive. I think the highest I've seen it is $3.99. I think that's the highest price. And 100 grams, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that before. And maybe you can tell by watching the video, the shave is pretty smooth, easy going. For me, a shave like this, I don't have to focus a whole lot. Even if your angle gets off just a tad bit, pressure gets off just a little bit. This razor is very good about, I guess you might say, being forgiving for those sort of mistakes along your shave. It's a good razor. Now, yesterday I noticed on the Against the Green Pass that the feedback was a little bit more than what I remember in the past few shaves. And today, it seems like it's starting to, I guess you might say, show a little bit of wear maybe. On the Against the Green Pass, I kind of noticed a little bit of something. In other words, not quite as smooth as it was. Now, that's saying a lot because this blade, it's been really smooth. I mean, just fantastic. Smooth, comfortable. Really do enjoy using these blades. And if I remember right, I think the going price, I think the everyday price is like, so you get 8 to the dispenser, and I think they've been running like $8. Not too terribly bad. And once you start breaking down how many shaves you get per blade and so on and so forth, and plus the fact the quality of your shave, Pretty inexpensive. All right, go ahead. Phoenix Artisans accoutrements. They're alum block, complete with rubber band. It's been a moment since I stopped by and actually looked at their alum to see if the labeling has changed again. I mean, it's changed since this one here, but I don't know has it changed since last time I saw the other change. Yeah, right through there. I thought I would pick up a little bit of stinging right through there. On the against the grain pass, I noticed it. So maybe uh, I would say probably 8 without a problem, 8 shaves for me. 10 might be stretching it. Um, yeah, I'm kind of thinking 8 would be about as far as I want to push it, because if it changed that much between 6 and 7, you can only imagine how much on the 8th shave, in between the 7th shave and the 8th shave, how much more it's going to change. And typically, yeah, I think the next use probably will be last. So even if you get 8, I was using 10, because 10's a lot easier number to work with. 10 and 80 and 8 and 8. 64. So yeah, it's calculating out your shaves like that. It just depends. Also, uh, if all things are perfect, which they may not be. In other words, your shaving cream, your soap, your prep before the shave, Humphreys witch hazel, all those had to be factored in. If everything is perfect, which we're human, so they're not going to be. And I'm doing a video and talking, so maybe I did put just a wee bit too much pressure right there. Who knows? But off camera, I'll continue on shaving with it to see how far I can go getting smooth and comfortable shaves. And because I know some people are, they're wondering, how many shaves can you get out of a blade? And it's really up to each individual, because everybody's skin is different, as well as their whiskers. Mine's thick, densely populated through here, and for others, maybe thin, maybe not near as thick, and your shave, in other words, it'll go a lot different than this one here. Can feel this working on my face. All right, here we go with lemon chill. I've been wanting to use this. I the citrus for some mornings really work well with my nose. That lemon coming right on out. And it's going to have a little extra punch this morning. Oh, and speaking of punch, we had a weather come through, and we got some snow yesterday, which was really interesting. Because how they were, on the news, they're telling you how much you should expect in the way of snow. I'm looking outside, and they're saying maybe 1 or 2 inches, and I'm thinking we've already got 3. I'm looking outside. I think I've already got 3 out there where I'm at, and the wind was blowing. It was blowing pretty good. In between our house and our neighbor's house, the snow was vertical. I mean horizontal. That's how it's coming through between the 2 houses. And then out front of the house, the snow was coming down at a 45-degree angle. It was fairly breezy, even though the snow didn't blow, because it didn't drift. In other words, a whole lot, because it was a wet snow, wet and dry. And anyhow, very busy day yesterday. I need to total up. I don't know how many miles I drove in that stuff yesterday. Anyhow, not a problem. Man, it's just a wonderful shave. Hope everybody's doing well on this Saturday. Don't forget, this is the weekend. If you are in that part of the world where you change your clocks, yeah, fun stuff tomorrow, huh? All right, I'll wrap this up. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.